God says, "My child, come and sit with me for a moment. Slow your breathing. Let your heart be still. What I am about to speak to you is not meant to frighten you, but to prepare you gently, the way dawn prepares the world for light. I know your heart has been sensing something changing. You may not have words for it, but you feel it in quiet moments, in pauses between conversations, in the way silence now lingers longer than before. You are not imagining this. You are not weak for feeling it. You are simply aware. My child, December 19th stands before you like a doorway. Not a sudden storm, not a punishment, but a turning point. A moment where truth becomes impossible to avoid. I want you to hear me clearly, this is not a goodbye born out of cruelty. It is a separation shaped by purpose. And even though your heart may tremble as you hear this, I am holding you while I speak. You have loved deeply. You have given patiently. You have waited quietly, telling yourself that love sometimes requires endurance. I saw every time you stayed silent to keep peace. I saw every time you chose understanding over your own needs. I saw how you hoped that if you loved enough, things would finally settle. My child, none of that was wasted, but it was never meant to last forever. The goodbye that approaches is not sudden. It has been forming slowly, long before words were spoken or actions changed. The signs have been whispering to you. A shift in energy. A change in tone. A distance that no explanation could fully cover. You felt moments where your heart reached out and did not feel met the same way. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were asking for too much. You told yourself to be patient. But patience is not meant to erase your truth. Listen to me now. Love does not require you to disappear. Connection does not ask you to shrink. Destiny does not ask you to suffer in silence. December 19th is not the day your worth is questioned. It is the day your worth is protected. Your soulmate is not leaving because you failed. They are leaving because something inside them can no longer remain where alignment is required. There are battles within them that you were never meant to fight. There are fears within them that your love cannot heal, no matter how pure it is. This is not about a lack of love, it is about a lack of readiness. I know that truth hurts differently than betrayal. Betrayal gives anger a place to go. Truth asks you to grieve quietly. And that is why I am speaking to you now, before emotions rise, before questions overwhelm you, before your heart tries to bargain with what must be released. My child, do not chase clarity on this day. Do not demand answers. Do not beg for explanations that cannot soothe you. What is ending cannot be repaired by words, because words were never the problem. Alignment was. I want you to understand something deeply. When love is meant to continue, it grows roots. When love is meant to end, it grows distance. That distance is not your fault. You may be tempted to replay memories, to search for the moment where things shifted. You may wonder if one more conversation, one more effort, one more sacrifice could change the outcome. But I tell you gently now, what is coming is not changeable through effort. It is changeable only through acceptance. And acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is wisdom. December 19th carries the energy of release. Not destruction. Release. Something that has been held too tightly, too carefully, too quietly will finally be allowed to move. And while your heart may ache, your soul will breathe for the first time in a long while. You have been carrying emotional weight that was never meant to be yours alone. You have been holding space for someone who could not fully stand in it with you. You have been strong in ways that went unseen. This goodbye lifts that burden from you. My child, I know you fear what comes after. I know you worry about emptiness, about silence, about nights that feel too long. But hear me, what leaves on December 19th makes room for something that can stay. What exits now frees your future from repeating the same pain in a different form. Do not romanticize what is ending. Do not turn suffering into proof of love. Love that costs you your peace is not love meant to stay. I am not asking you to harden your heart. I am asking you to guard it with truth. In the days leading up to this moment, you may feel emotional waves rise and fall. Some moments you will feel calm, others uncertain. Let those feelings pass through you. Do not judge them. Do not suppress them. But do not let them control you either. Stand in dignity. Stand in stillness. Stand with me. If your soulmate pulls away, let them. If silence grows, do not chase it. If words feel heavy, let them remain unspoken. You are not losing control, you are regaining yourself. My child, there is something sacred happening beneath the surface. A bond that once taught you lessons has reached its completion. Not all connections are meant to be lifelong. Some are meant to awaken you, shape you, and then step aside so your next chapter can begin. And yes, there will be grief. Grief is not a failure of faith. It is a response to love that mattered. Allow yourself to feel it without letting it define you. Grief will visit, but it will not stay forever. I promise you this, you will not be abandoned in this moment. I am closer to you now than ever before. I am guiding this with care, even if you cannot yet see how it will make sense. Right now, your only task is this: stay grounded. Stay gentle with yourself. Stay open to the truth without resisting it. Do not try to rush ahead to see how it all ends. Do not imagine worst-case scenarios. The story is still unfolding, and I am writing it with compassion, not cruelty. December 19th is not the end of love in your life. It is the end of confusion. It is the end of emotional imbalance. It is the end of loving someone more than you loved yourself. My beloved child, you are about to step into a season where love no longer feels like waiting. Where connection no longer feels uncertain. Where your heart does not have to guess if it is chosen. But first, there must be honesty. And honesty sometimes arrives dressed as goodbye. Trust me in this moment. Even if your hands shake. Even if your eyes fill with tears. Even if your heart resists what your soul already knows. I am not removing something to hurt you. I am removing something to save you. Rest now in that truth. Let it settle slowly. You do not need to respond. You do not need to decide anything yet. Just breathe, my child. I am with you, and I will walk with you through every step that follows. My beloved child, stay with me. Do not rush your heart away from what it feels. Part of healing is allowing truth to speak without interruption. What I share with you now is not meant to deepen your pain, but to soften it with understanding. When truth is revealed with compassion, it does not wound, it releases. You have been asking quietly, even if you did not speak it aloud, why is this happening? What changed? What am I missing? These questions have lived in your chest, heavy and unanswered. Today, I answer them gently. Your soulmate is not leaving because love disappeared overnight. Love does not vanish that way. What changed is not the love, it is the capacity to hold it. Inside them, there has been a growing imbalance, a silent struggle they have not known how to name, let alone share. They have been carrying fear. Fear of responsibility, fear of depth, fear of becoming someone they are not yet ready to be. Love asked them to grow, and instead of stepping forward, they froze. This is not because you demanded too much. It is because they are not yet able to meet what you offer without losing themselves. My child, some people confuse comfort with alignment. They stay as long as things feel easy, but when love requires presence, accountability, or emotional honesty, they retreat. This retreat is not rejection of you. It is avoidance of themselves. You may remember moments when they seemed distant even while standing close. Times when their words were kind but their energy felt elsewhere. Moments when you felt like you were carrying the emotional weight for two. You noticed it. You felt it. But you explained it away because you loved them. I do not blame you for that. Love often hopes before it sees clearly. Your soulmate has been wrestling with an inner truth. They cannot give you the future your heart is ready for. They sense it. They feel it. And instead of confronting that truth with honesty, they chose silence, delay, and emotional distance. This does not make them evil. It makes them unready. My child, hear this carefully, because your heart needs to be freed from self-blame. You did not love too much. You did not expect too much. You did not imagine the connection. You simply grew faster. While you were opening, they were hesitating. While you were grounding into truth, they were questioning their ability to remain. And when two souls move at different speeds, separation becomes inevitable. Not because love failed, but because alignment could not keep pace. You may wonder why they did not speak sooner. Why they did not explain what was happening inside them. The truth is, many people do not know how to articulate their inner conflict. It feels safer to withdraw than to admit confusion. It feels easier to leave than to confront fear. Your soulmate is choosing distance because closeness now exposes what they are not ready to face. This is painful, my child, because you would have stayed. You would have worked through the uncertainty together. But relationships cannot be sustained by one willing heart alone. Love must be mutual not only in feeling, but in readiness. I want you to release the belief that if you had been different, this outcome would change. That belief keeps you tied to suffering that does not belong to you. What is happening is not a reflection of your worth, it is a reflection of their inner limits. There is grief in realizing this. Grief in understanding that love alone is not always enough. Allow that grief to exist. Do not rush it away. But do not let it convince you that you were lacking. My child, sometimes the deepest heartbreak comes not from betrayal, but from seeing clearly that someone cannot walk the path you are ready to walk. That realization cuts quietly, but it also liberates. Your soulmate is leaving because staying would require them to transform, and transformation cannot be forced. If they stayed out of obligation or fear of loss, resentment would grow. Love would turn heavy. You would slowly begin to disappear inside the relationship. I will not allow that for you. December 19th marks the moment when avoidance can no longer pretend to be patience. When emotional distance can no longer disguise itself as temporary confusion. When truth steps forward, even if it arrives as goodbye. This does not mean your time together was meaningless. Every moment mattered. Every lesson shaped you. Every feeling taught you something about your capacity to love. But lessons are not meant to last forever. They are meant to prepare you. You are being prepared for a connection that does not make you question your place. For love that does not waver when depth is required. For a partnership where you do not have to carry the emotional load alone. My child, I know your heart wants reassurance that this ending does not erase what was real. It does not. What was genuine remains genuine. But genuine does not always mean permanent. Do not try to convince your soulmate to stay. Doing so would only delay the inevitable and deepen your pain. Let their choice reveal what words could not. Let distance teach you what closeness could not sustain. You are not being abandoned, you are being redirected. In the quiet after this goodbye, there will be moments when you miss the version of them you hoped they would become. That is normal. But do not grieve potential more than reality. Love must be lived, not imagined. I am asking you now to begin loosening your grip. Not in bitterness, not in anger, but in understanding. Understanding that this separation is not a punishment. It is protection. Protection of your heart, your future, your becoming. You will one day look back and see that this goodbye prevented years of imbalance. It saved you from shrinking yourself to make love work. It preserved the part of you that believes love can be steady, mutual, and safe. For now, stay gentle with yourself. Let emotions come and go. Do not rush healing. Do not silence your tears. But also do not let pain tell you lies about your worth. You are enough. You were always enough. And this ending does not change that. I am with you in this understanding. I am holding both your grief and your future at the same time. Trust me, my child. What is leaving is making room for something that can stay. My beloved child, now we come to the moment your heart has been quietly approaching. Not rushing, not demanding, but sensing. This part is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to steady you, because what happens on December 19th is less about action and more about truth becoming undeniable. That day is a crossing. A line between what could be imagined and what must be accepted. You will feel it before you understand it. Your body will know before your mind finds words. There will be a shift in the air around you, subtle but firm, like a door closing without a sound. Do not expect drama unless you create it. Do not expect chaos unless you resist what is already forming. Destiny does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives as silence that finally makes sense. On December 19th, one of three things may happen externally. There may be a conversation that feels final even if the word, goodbye, is not spoken. There may be distance, silence, delay, emotional coldness that no longer tries to hide itself. Or there may be a simple realization inside you, sudden and clear, that something has already ended. No matter which form it takes, the meaning is the same. The bond you knew cannot continue in the way it existed before. My child, I want you to understand this clearly. The ending does not require agreement from both sides to be real. Truth does not wait for permission. It reveals itself when the soul is ready to stop pretending. You may notice that on that day, your desire to explain yourself fades. You may feel tired of repeating your needs. You may feel a strange calm mixed with sadness. This is not numbness. This is clarity settling in. Grief will not hit you all at once. It will come in waves. One moment you may feel composed, the next your chest may tighten unexpectedly. Let it happen. Do not judge yourself for how you feel. Grief is love learning how to let go. December 19th is not the day you lose someone. It is the day you stop losing yourself. Until now, you have been living with emotional uncertainty, questioning tone, meaning, effort, intention. That uncertainty has quietly drained you. You did not always notice it, but your soul did. This day ends that drain. My child, do not confuse sadness with regret. Sadness honors what mattered. Regret tries to rewrite what could not be sustained. You are allowed to feel one without falling into the other. You may be tempted to look for signs after this day, messages, memories, coincidences. Do not cling to them. They are echoes, not direction. What is meant to continue will move forward with you, not pull you backward. I know part of you hopes for a sudden change of heart from your soulmate. A realization, an apology, a promise to do better. Hope is human. But I must speak honestly now, even if words are offered, the alignment has already shifted. Words without readiness do not rebuild what has ended. Promises without action do not heal what has fractured. December 19th does not mean your soulmate becomes an enemy. It does not mean hatred or resentment must take root. It simply means that their path and yours no longer run side by side. And that is painful because you once imagined a future together. Grieve that future. It was real in your heart. But understand that imagining a future does not make it destiny. Destiny feels different. Destiny does not require you to convince, wait, or endure imbalance. My child, after this day, you may notice moments of unexpected relief. Guilt may follow that relief. Do not listen to it. Relief is not betrayal. Relief is your soul recognizing freedom from emotional strain. You have been strong for a long time. Strong in patience. Strong in understanding. Strong in silence. But strength that costs too much eventually turns into self-abandonment. This ending stops that cycle. I want you to prepare yourself not by hardening your heart, but by anchoring it. Eat well. Sleep when you can. Step outside. Breathe deeply. Do not isolate yourself in thought. Stay present in your body. On December 19th, do not make permanent decisions in the height of emotion. Let the day pass. Let the truth settle. Clarity grows stronger in stillness, not reaction. You are not expected to have answers immediately. You are only expected to honor what you feel without denying it. My child, something sacred happens when you accept an ending without trying to destroy its meaning. You reclaim your dignity. You step out of pleading energy and into self-respect. That shift changes everything that comes next. After December 19th, the old questions will slowly lose their power. You will stop asking, "Why wasn't I enough?" and begin asking, "Why did I settle for uncertainty?" This change in question marks the beginning of healing. I know you fear the loneliness that may follow. But loneliness after truth is cleaner than loneliness inside a connection that cannot meet you. One isolates you temporarily. The other erodes you slowly. I will not allow the second. You are not being pushed into emptiness. You are being guided into space, space where your future can breathe, where a different kind of love can find you, where you do not have to explain your worth. December 19th is not the end of connection in your life. It is the end of emotional confusion. It is the end of hoping someone will become ready while you wait in uncertainty. After this day, you may feel raw. But raw is honest. Raw is open. Raw is the beginning of renewal. Let the goodbye, whether spoken or silent, be clean. Do not drag it through weeks of analysis. Do not replay conversations searching for loopholes. Closure does not come from answers, it comes from acceptance. My beloved child, I am with you on that day. I am in every breath you take when your chest feels heavy. I am in every tear that falls without warning. I am also in every moment of calm that surprises you afterward. Trust this, what ends now does not define your future. It frees it. Stand tall in this moment, even if your legs shake. You are not losing love. You are making room for a love that can stand with you without hesitation. Let December 19th pass without fear. It is not here to break you. It is here to return you to yourself. Stay with me. The hardest part is not yet over, but neither is the healing. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer. What I speak now is meant to lift the weight you have been carrying without realizing how heavy it became. This is where you start to understand why this goodbye is not a loss of love, but a rescue of your soul. You have spent a long time trying to make something work by becoming smaller. You did not notice it at first. It happened slowly. You adjusted your expectations. You softened your needs. You learned how to wait without asking questions. You told yourself that love requires patience, and sometimes it does, but not at the cost of your voice. I saw the moments when you wanted to speak but chose silence. I saw the times you sensed distance but blamed yourself. I saw how you gave reassurance even when you were the one feeling unsure. My child, love is not meant to feel like quiet survival. The goodbye that is coming saves you from a future where you would continue to pour from a cup that was never being refilled. If this connection had continued, you would have slowly learned to accept less and call it compromise. You would have normalized emotional absence. You would have adjusted so much that one day you would no longer recognize the person you used to be. I will not allow that. This separation breaks a soul contract that was never meant to be permanent. Some connections are not designed to last, they are designed to wake you up. To show you how deeply you can love, and then to show you where love must also include yourself. My child, you were beginning to confuse endurance with devotion. You were starting to believe that staying, no matter how lonely it felt, was proof of strength. But true strength is knowing when love stops being mutual. This goodbye restores your dignity. You may not feel powerful yet. Right now, you may feel tired, tender, and exposed. That is okay. Power does not always feel loud. Sometimes power feels like laying down a burden you have carried for too long. Let me tell you what this ending truly saves you from. It saves you from years of emotional guessing. It saves you from one-sided effort disguised as loyalty. It saves you from waiting for someone to grow while your own life pauses. You were beginning to orbit around their uncertainty. Your mood was affected by their presence or absence. Your peace was tied to their consistency. This is not how love is meant to function. Love should expand your life, not shrink it. My child, attachment can feel like destiny when you are emotionally invested. But destiny feels different. Destiny does not drain you. Destiny does not require you to prove your worth repeatedly. Destiny meets you where you are and grows with you. What you were holding onto was attachment mixed with hope. What is coming after this goodbye is alignment mixed with peace. There is grief in accepting this, because part of you believed love would eventually become enough. But love cannot override readiness. Love cannot heal someone who refuses to face themselves. Love cannot carry two futures alone. This goodbye protects your future self, the version of you who will one day look back and be grateful that you did not stay where you were slowly disappearing. My child, you are learning the difference between being chosen and being tolerated. Between being loved and being leaned on. Between being desired and being convenient. This knowledge hurts now, but it will save you later. I want you to release the fantasy that if you had waited longer, tried harder, or explained yourself better, the outcome would change. That fantasy keeps you tied to self-blame. The truth is simpler and kinder. The path ahead required a version of them they were not ready to become. This ending clears space for someone who is. After December 19th, you may feel moments of emptiness. Do not rush to fill them. Emptiness is not failure, it is room. Room for clarity. Room for healing. Room for a life that does not revolve around uncertainty. You will notice that your energy begins to return to you. Slowly. Quietly. You will wake up one day and realize you are not thinking about them first. You will go through an afternoon without checking for messages. You will laugh without guilt. These are not betrayals of love, they are signs of restoration. My child, this goodbye also teaches you something sacred. You are allowed to leave situations that no longer nourish you, even if love once lived there. Love that cannot grow must be released, or it will rot into resentment. You are being spared that bitterness. The connection you are leaving behind taught you how deeply you can feel. The connection ahead will teach you how safe love can be. Do not fear being alone after this. Solitude that follows truth is healing. Solitude that exists inside misalignment is destructive. You are moving from the second to the first. I know part of you still worries. What if this was my only chance? What if love does not return? That fear comes from scarcity, not wisdom. Love is not rare. Alignment is. And you are aligning now. You are stepping into a season where you no longer accept emotional half-presence. Where you no longer carry relationships on your back. Where you no longer question if you matter. This goodbye marks the end of overgiving and the beginning of self-respect. My child, you will not emerge from this unchanged. But you will emerge stronger, clearer, and more anchored in yourself. The pain you feel now is not destroying you, it is reshaping you. One day, you will meet someone who does not make you wait in uncertainty. Someone who does not leave you guessing about their place in your life. Someone whose presence feels steady, not confusing. And when that day comes, you will understand why this ending was necessary. For now, let yourself grieve without shame. Let yourself rest without guilt. Let yourself feel without judging your emotions. Healing is not linear. Some days you will feel acceptance. Other days sadness will return. Both are part of the process. I am not asking you to be strong all the time. I am asking you to be honest. You are not broken by this goodbye. You are being freed from something that could not love you in the way you deserve. Stand in that truth, even when it hurts. I am proud of you for choosing awareness over denial. I am proud of you for listening to your soul even when your heart resisted. I am proud of you for being willing to let go of what no longer serves your becoming. Stay with me. One more part remains. And in it, I will show you what rises after the goodbye, what peace looks like when it finally settles, and how a new beginning quietly waits for you on the other side. My beloved child, come and rest here with me. This is the place where the storm quiets, where the heart stops bracing, where the soul finally understands why everything had to unfold the way it did. What I give you now is not an explanation, but a peace that does not require explanation. The goodbye you feared has done its work. It has loosened what was tightly held. It has softened what was rigid with hope and fear. It has opened a door that could not open while you were still standing in the past. And now, you are here, not broken, not abandoned, but awake. You may still feel echoes of sadness. Let them pass through you without resistance. Sadness does not mean you made the wrong choice. Sadness means something mattered. But notice how the sadness now carries less panic, less urgency. It no longer feels like you are losing yourself. It feels like you are releasing something with dignity. This is how healing begins. My child, I want you to notice something quietly happening inside you. Your breath is deeper. Your thoughts are slower. Your heart is no longer scanning for signs or waiting for messages. Even when memories arise, they do not pull you under the way they once did. This is not because you stopped caring. It is because your soul has accepted the truth. Acceptance does not erase love. Acceptance places love in the past where it belongs, instead of letting it block your future. You are stepping into a season where you no longer negotiate your worth. Where you no longer wonder if you are asking for too much. Where you no longer measure your value by someone else's ability to stay. This is not arrogance. This is self-respect finally taking root. My beloved child, let me bless what is ending properly, so it does not linger unfinished in your heart. I bless the memories, may they soften instead of haunt you. I bless the love you gave, may you never regret how deeply you loved. I bless the lessons, may they guide you without making you bitter. Release the need to be understood by the one who left. Understanding is not required for closure. Closure comes from honoring what you now know. You do not need their apology to move forward. You do not need their regret to heal. You do not need their return to be whole. Wholeness has already begun inside you. My child, I know there were nights when you wondered if you would ever feel normal again. Nights when the future felt empty and unfamiliar. But emptiness is not always loss. Sometimes it is space preparing itself. And space is sacred. In this space, your nervous system will learn rest. In this space, your joy will return quietly, without needing permission. In this space, you will rediscover parts of yourself that had been waiting patiently, your laughter, your curiosity, your creativity, your ease. You will begin to notice beauty again in small things. A calm morning. A sincere smile. A moment of peace that arrives without effort. These are signs that your soul is settling into alignment. My child, I want you to let go of one final fear, the fear that this goodbye means you failed at love. Love is not measured by how long it lasts. Love is measured by how truthfully it is lived. And you lived truthfully. You showed up with honesty. You opened your heart without cruelty. You stayed as long as staying did not betray your soul. That is not failure. That is courage. Now, let me speak to you about what comes next, not in detail, not with dates or faces, but with assurance. Love will return to your life, but it will feel different. It will not make you anxious. It will not keep you guessing. It will not require you to read between the lines. It will speak clearly. It will move steadily. It will feel like peace expanding, not tension tightening. When this love approaches, you will not feel the need to abandon yourself to keep it. You will not feel small or unsure. You will feel grounded. Equal. Seen. And when that happens, you will understand why I asked you to let go now. Until then, do not rush. Do not compare your healing to anyone else's. Do not pressure yourself to be over it. Healing is not a performance. It is a relationship with yourself. Some days you will feel strong. Other days you will feel tender. Both are sacred. Both are part of becoming whole. I bless your nights with rest instead of replaying. I bless your mornings with calm instead of dread. I bless your heart with patience as it relearns safety. My child, forgive yourself for staying too long. Forgive yourself for hoping. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. You did the best you could with the understanding you had. There is no shame in that. Let this ending mark a new agreement with yourself. You will no longer stay where you are not met. You will no longer confuse effort with love. You will no longer wait for someone to choose you while you wait in uncertainty. You choose yourself now. And that choice changes everything. I am proud of you, not because you endured pain, but because you listened when your soul spoke. I am proud of you for releasing what could not grow with you. I am proud of you for trusting me even when your heart was afraid. This is not the end of your story. This is the end of a chapter that taught you who you are and what you deserve. As you move forward, carry this truth gently: love does not need to hurt to be real. Goodbyes do not erase meaning. Endings can be holy. I am with you in the quiet moments ahead. I am with you as you rebuild your sense of normal. I am with you as laughter returns unexpectedly. I am with you as your future slowly opens without force. Go now, my beloved child, with your head lifted and your heart protected by wisdom. Let peace be your companion. Let clarity guide your steps. Let hope return naturally, without pressure. I bless you with a future that feels steady. I bless you with love that stays. I bless you with the deep knowing that you are enough, exactly as you are. Your sorrow is ending. Your strength is rising. Your new life is beginning quietly, gently, and with grace. Rest in that. Trust in that. And remember always, you were never being abandoned. You were being led home to yourself. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer. This space we are in now is sacred, and it deserves time. What I am about to speak into your heart is not meant to rush you forward, but to settle you deeply, so that when you walk again, you walk lighter, wiser, and unafraid. You have crossed something important. Not everyone sees it yet, not even you fully, but your soul knows. The ache you once carried so loudly has softened into a quiet awareness. It is still there, yes, but it no longer controls you. This is how true transformation begins, not with fireworks, but with stillness. My child, you spent so long holding space for someone else's confusion that you forgot what it felt like to be clear inside yourself. You adjusted your expectations. You lowered your voice. You waited. You hoped. You told yourself, just a little more time. And even though your heart grew tired, you stayed gentle. That gentleness is not weakness. It is one of your greatest strengths. But now, that strength must be returned to you. I want you to understand something deeply, without judgment or regret. Some connections are meant to awaken us, not accompany us forever. They come into our lives like mirrors, showing us what we are capable of giving, how deeply we can love, how loyal and patient we can be. But mirrors are not meant to be carried on the journey. They are meant to be looked into, learned from, and then left behind. You learned. You gave. You stayed until staying began to cost you your peace. That is where wisdom was born. My beloved child, there were moments you sensed this ending long before it arrived. Your intuition whispered to you in small ways, through discomfort, through recurring doubts, through the feeling of giving more than you were receiving. You tried to silence those whispers because love felt more important than clarity. But clarity never stopped speaking. And now, clarity has become your companion. Do not mourn the loss of illusion. Illusion can feel beautiful, but it cannot sustain you. What sustains you is truth. And truth, even when it hurts, always leads you back to yourself. I see you now, standing at the edge of a new inner landscape. It may feel unfamiliar, even lonely at times. You are not used to this version of yourself yet, the one who does not check their phone with anticipation, the one who does not measure their worth by another's attention, the one who does not bend themselves to keep love close. But this version of you is strong. This version of you is grounded. This version of you will build a life that does not collapse when someone leaves. My child, let me speak gently to the fear that still visits you occasionally. The fear that you may never feel the same depth of love again. That fear comes from scarcity, not truth. Love is not a one-time gift. It flows through your life in different forms, at different times, when you are ready to receive it without losing yourself. The love that will come to you next will not require you to abandon your needs. It will not make you feel anxious or uncertain. It will not feel like something you must earn by being endlessly patient. It will meet you where you are, not where you pretend to be. Until that love arrives, your task is not to wait. Your task is to live. Live in a way that honors your healing. Live in a way that rebuilds trust with yourself. Live in a way that makes your soul feel safe again. My beloved child, begin by reclaiming your time. Notice how much energy you once spent thinking, worrying, replaying, and hoping. That energy is returning to you now. Use it to nurture your body, your mind, your dreams. Use it to rest without guilt. Use it to rediscover what brings you joy without needing anyone's approval. You are allowed to feel happiness again, even if the goodbye was recent. Happiness is not betrayal. It is resilience. There may be moments when memories resurface unexpectedly, a place, a song, a phrase. When that happens, do not fight it. Let the memory pass through you like a wave. Feel it fully, then let it go. Each time you do this, the memory loses its power. Each time you choose not to cling, you grow freer. Freedom does not mean forgetting. Freedom means remembering without pain. My child, I also want to release you from the burden of, what if? What if they had tried harder? What if you had said something differently? What if the timing had been right? These questions have no answers that can heal you. They only keep you tied to a past that cannot change. The truth is simple and sufficient. If it were meant to continue, it would have grown, not drained you. Love that belongs in your future will not require endless justification. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to live it. As you move forward, there will be moments when you feel a quiet pride in yourself. You may not even recognize it at first. It will appear as calm confidence, as boundaries that feel natural, as choices that honor your peace. This is the fruit of what you have endured. You are becoming someone who knows when to stay and when to walk away. Someone who listens to their inner voice. Someone who values emotional safety as much as passion. This transformation did not come easily, but it came honestly. My beloved child, let me bless this stage of your journey. I bless your solitude, that it may feel nourishing rather than empty. I bless your growth, that it may feel steady rather than forced. I bless your heart, that it may remain open without becoming unprotected. You do not need to rush into anything new to prove that you are okay. You do not need to show the world how strong you are. Strength is already evident in your quiet endurance, in your willingness to feel deeply, in your courage to let go. There will come a day, unexpected, unplanned, when you realize you no longer ache for what was. You will think of it briefly, with gratitude rather than longing. You will smile softly, not because it returned, but because you moved on with grace. And on that day, you will understand why I guided you through this ending. Until then, be gentle with yourself. Speak kindly to your heart. Rest when you are tired. Celebrate small victories, moments of peace, moments of laughter, moments when you choose yourself without guilt. I am not rushing you. I am not testing you. I am walking with you. Every step you take toward wholeness is seen. Every tear you release is honored. Every boundary you set is respected. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. My child, trust that the life unfolding before you is being shaped with care. What is leaving is making room. What is gone has served its purpose. What is coming will arrive when your heart is ready to receive it without fear. Rest now in this knowing, you are safe. You are guided. You are deeply loved. And nothing that was meant to stay in your life will ever require you to lose yourself again.